Hello and welcome to our Thanksgiving episode of Cooking with Sag. On today's episode, we're going to have us a nice little Thanksgiving dinner. I'm going to split our Thanksgiving episode into two episodes. On this episode, we're going to do our turkey and mashed potatoes. And on the other episode, we're going to do my homemade stuffing. So to start with, we're going to get the turkey going. This is a 3-day process. And for the first day, we're going to go ahead and do our dry brine. So, for our little dry brine, we're going to start off with salt. Got my pink Himalayan sea salt. We got our basil leaves. These really taste good. We got our oregano leaves. And of course, we got our whole thyme leaves. We got parsley leaves, parsley flakes. These are fairly decent. We got our granulated onion. We got our sweet smoked paprika. Granulated garlic. And now, so what I'm going to go on ahead and do here is set these aside. I'm going to bring over here. And now you can do this recipe with a full turkey, but I'm just doing the two breastises. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the salt. You want to put a good coating on them. So I'm just going to go on ahead here, get my grinder going. Once you get your turkey nice and coated. Now of course, if you're doing a full bird, you want to coat every side of the bird. You want to do the breastises, the legses, the bottom, the whole 9 yards. Well, I'm going to get this nice and salted down. Our gourmet turkey. There we go. Now, I'm going to take my whole thyme leaves. Oop, other way. You can smell how good they smell. I'm going to go ahead and just coat our turkey real nice. Get it nice and coated with leaves. This is another one of those recipes where you don't really have to measure that much. You just kind of eyeball it. You get it to looking real good. Then we're going to go ahead and take our granulated garlic. Get that nice and coated down. This is kind of like my smoking recipes and stuff. You just get your spices on there, mix them all together with your hand, give your meat a real good massage. There we go. Oh. Set that aside. Gonna grab our oregano. Once again, get that all nice to where it looks good. Now, we're going to grab our sweet smoked paprika. Get that all nice and red. There we go. Granulated onion. Get that on there. Got to spank that bottle, get all that nice onion flavor out of it. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to take our parsley flakes here. There. Got that looking all nice and purtiful. Going to take my basil, put a little bit more basil on there. Okay. Now, before I go ahead and massage my meat, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little look here. You can see how that looks. Kind of wish the lighting was a little bit better. You see how all the spices is right there. Now, get our camera back into position here. And now, I'm going to grab my rubber. And while I'm putting my rubber on, I might as well say, this is probably one of the only recipes I got that I don't put no cumin in. I love my ground cumin, but it don't taste quite so good with a turkey. At least in this recipe. My smoked turkey recipe, a little bit better. But in this one, yeah, kind of muddies the water a little bit. But here I'm just going to massage my meat real nice. Rub that right in. Like so, thusly. Get that all nicely massaged. Now if you were doing a full bud right about now, you do the same thing, but you know, you start with one side of the bud and you start massaging it. Give it a little neck massage, a little back massage. Get your turkey feeling real nice. Then we go ahead and we flip it over. But first, I might as well give you a little look here. See how that nice and pretty red versus the other side. Now, I'm going to go ahead and deglove myself. There we go. And we're going to start the process all over again. So, got my handy dandy salt. Going to go on here, get it all nice and salted down. Now, I suppose I should mention, if y'all has high blood pressure, my recipes probably aren't the best for you, but they taste real good. So you want to go a little bit lighter with the salt, but we love our salt here. Like the old saying goes, if I can't feel myself getting a heart attack with every bite, it ain't no good. There we go. Now, some basil leaves. Get that all nice and mixed in there. Take care of the basil. We're going to grab our handy dandy parsley flakes. Right now. Get that nicely mixed in there. And then, of course, we're going to grab our whole thyme leaves. Give it a good slapping. There we go. And now we're going to grab our sweet smoker paprika. Give it a good couple of slaps there. Get that looking all nice and red. Now if you can't find the smoked paprika where you is, you can always use the regular paprika. Of course there's other types of paprika too, like I've seen imported, I've seen spicy paprika. All that stuff would probably be fine. Haven't tried them though, so I can't rightly recommend them, but the plain old paprika is pretty good. I've done that before. I'll put in my oregano again. There we go. And now, granulated onion. I'm getting a bit low on my granulated onion, so I'll have to restock here soon. There we go. And then we got our handy dandy granulated garlic. There we go. And now I'm going to grab a rubber, get our meat all nice and rubbed down. Get a nice little massage there. Grab some of the spice that done fall, put that on there. Massage all the breast. Get that all nice and rubbed in there. If you got a little crack, just stuff a little something in there. Get all the nooks and crannies all nice and stuffed. Now these are two smaller breasts. These are only about 2 pounds a piece. But I've done some big 4 and 5 pounders. This will be a relatively quick one. Okay. Now, let's take a gander. See if we can get our lighting to cooperate a little bit. Bring it over here underneath the lamp, and we'll go ahead and give you a look. See how nice and purtiful that is? Well, now, so this is day 1 of our little process. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in the fridge. This is day 1 of our brine. Now tomorrow when I bring you back, we're going to put yellow mustard on there. And that's going to be kind of like a binder, hold in everything nice. But I'll bring you back in a moment. Till then, toodaloo. Okay, so he's coming back now. Today's day 2 of our turkey episode. So what he's going to do is going to grab us some rubbers, and we're going to put mustard on the turkey. Go ahead and put our rubber on. Now, you can use just about any kind of yellow mustard, as long as it's regular yellow mustard. The different flavored mustards will give kind of an off flavor. I just like using the French's yellow mustard, but you can use just about any of them. What you want to do is put a nice coating of mustard on there. Just like our barbecue, and this adds a nice little binder on them. As you can see, our nice mustard. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and massage my meat, get the mustard worked out in there. Get that looking all nice and purtiful. There we go. I'm getting down toward the bottom, so it's kind of hard to do the squatting. Boy, getting real hard to squat with just one hand. Perhaps I should have bought more mustard, but hopefully that's going to be enough to get us that nice little coating. Get our mustard worked in there nicely and thusly. Okay. You can probably see it's starting to change color a little bit. I'm going to give a shot at trying to squirt just a little bit more on there. Now this mustard, when y'all's cooking your turkey, it doesn't really give it much of a flavor. It kind of blends in, but it kind of acts as a binder. It kind of holds the flavor in, gives it a nice little skin, makes it taste real good. There we go. Ah, getting all nasty. Ooh. So, here is what it's going to look like. It's going to look kind of nasty, but it sure tastes good. But anyway, I'll bring you back when we get ready for the next step. Until then, we'll see you. Hello and welcome back. Now that we got our turkey sorted out, we're going to go ahead and get our potatoes all set now. This is day 2 of our 3-day process. I like to get my potatoes cut up the day before, and I just put them in the water, put them in the fridge, let them sit. For this, we could go by hand and do the old-fashioned cutting up potatoes. I don't like to peel potatoes. I like the skin, tastes good. So we're just going to use this here fancy gadget here. This here is a mandolin, not to be confused with the instrument. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put a tater down the chute. Y'all didn't see that. It's brand new, I'm still figuring out. Let's see here. How do we have this? Okay. Let's try that again. Put this down in here. Okay. Now I got it set. Let's grab our handy dandy finger saver. Goes in like that here. And let's see what happens. Oh, what do you know? It's working. See that? Ain't that nice and quick? Pull our thing out here. Now, according to this, we should be able to go ahead and put this back in there, like so, I suppose. And let's try it again, see what happens. Otherwise, I might just have to chop these. Oh, okay, there we go. Well, it cut them up a bit. The goal here is to get them cut up small enough to where they'll boil a little bit faster. Ordinarily, I'd like them cut a little bit different than that, but you know, things happen. But I'm going to go ahead and dump our potatoes in the bowl here. Put this back here. And grab me another potato. Got another potato. Put it here in the what you call it? Guillotine for potatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and it's kind of fun. Now I'm gonna run it through one more time. Get it nice and good now. That back in there. And then once again, get her all chopped up into bits. Now I'm doing 5 pounds of potatoes for this, doing a big batch. So I'll go ahead and I'll bring you back once I get all my potatoes all nice and cut it up here. But yeah, hope you're enjoying so far. Remember, you didn't see my little whoopsie. It's between us. You didn't see that either. Welcome back. We got all our potatoes all nice and cut it up here, looking all nice. But these here, I don't rightly know. I always cut these little pieces here out. I don't rightly know if you can eat them. I don't know what they is. I don't know if there's some kind of grub or some kind of imperfection. If y'all has any idea what these things are and if you can even eat them, leave a comment for me. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and cut all these out. And this will be the small batch I cut up by hand. I'm going to go ahead and rinse off my potatoes. Rinse them off real nice, real good. Get that starch out of there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the water in there. Get them all nice and covered. Put the lid on it. I'm going to put it in the fridge. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and boil these up here. Get them all nice and soft for mashed potatoes. But I'm going to go ahead and leave you here. Bring you back tomorrow. But toodaloo. Welcome back. And now we're on to day 3 of our turkey here. Now I'm going to grab my rubbers real quick. I got my roasting pan out. We're going to go on ahead and put our turkey breastises in our pan. And now we're going to put in some white wine. Now usually I like using the Naked Chardonnay. It's my favorite Chardonnay for cooking. But as of late, I can't find it anywhere. Tried looking, so I'm trying a new one. It's a fancy sounding French wine. But let's go ahead and get our turkey breastises in there. All nice and pretty like. Get that nice orange color. Have our turkeys in there real nice, like that. Gonna deglove myself real quick. And now for our fancy sounding French wine. I'm not very good with the pronunciation, but it's called Le Fat Bastard. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put this fat bastard right in there. Just drizzle it right on top of your meat here. Get that all nice. And then just go ahead and pour that right in. You want to put the whole bottle of wine right in there. And then I'm going to go on ahead. Smells real nice. I'm going to go on ahead now. And I'm going to put water in my stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt the camera over here so we can see our handy dandy sink. And now, to try to do this without knocking everything over here, I'm going to go on ahead and grab our handy dandy thing here. And you want to bring the water line right on up over the turkey. So get the cold water going. Yeah, switch over to that one now. And as you can see, we're filling them up. You want to bring the water just right about even with the turkey. Now, since this takes a few minutes and I'm running a bit low on battery, I'm going to go ahead and cut you here and bring you back once it's filled. So hopefully you can see here, I got the water line just about up over. The one breast is fully submerged and the other one there's just a little bit hanging up over the water line. We're basically boiling the turkey, but you got your full bottle of Chardonnay in there. You got the water in there. Now, the reason we put the water in there, when you're baking this, first time I tried this, all the wine evaporated and you stop burning your turkey. You don't want that. The water keeps it from going completely dry. And also, you want your gravy. So that way there we have our drippings and all of that. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the oven now. We want to put it in for 350 degrees. And I figure about an hour per pound or so. So this is about 4 pounds total. So we'll figure about 4 hours. But once we really start smelling it cook, I'll grab my probe and start probing it. Keep an eye on it. You don't want it to get too much higher than about 165 degrees. That's where it's safe to eat. You get up to 200 degrees and yeah, a little bit more higher than that, and it starts getting, it can go real quickly from nice and tender to rubber. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in now, and I'll bring you back once we're done cooking. Actually, come to think of it, we're doing mashed potatoes on this one, so I'll bring you back when we start doing our mashed potatoes. Until then, see you in a bit. Well, as you can see here, we took our turkey out the oven. We're sitting at about 175 degrees. Perfect. The turkey's all done now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it sit for a bit. Dinner time's still a bit away, so I'm going to let this stay warm. Once we get a little closer to dinner time, we're going to take out some of this juice and make gravy. We're going to take some of the other juice out and we're going to make our mashed potatoes with it. But I'll bring you back when we start doing the potatoes. See you in a bit. Okay, so we're going to bring you back. We got our turkey done, so now we're going to do our mashed potatoes. And for our mashed potatoes, we're going to go ahead and, we've had them all done last night. They're sitting in the water. We're just going to go ahead, put our water on high, get that to boiling until our potatoes is nice and soft, and then we'll go on ahead and put it all together, make our mashed potatoes. But until then, I'll go ahead and bring you back when it's done. That way there we can show you the rest. Okay, now we got our potatoes going, so now we're going to go ahead and get our gravy going. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this here, and we're going to put it on medium heat, and we're going to get it cooking. Once this gets to a good point, we're going to put a little bit of what's it called, cassava flour in here, and that's going to make it thicken up a bit. But let's see if we can get this over here on the stove. Going to put that on medium heat and get that to going. And I'll bring you back a little bit later once we get our gravy ready to go. You can see our potatoes are starting to look real nice. But we'll see you in a bit. Okay, now, so what we're going to do now is we're going to try to make our gravy. Now, I'm not very good at making gravy, so if you have your own way, you're probably better off. But this is what I do. I got my full cup of cold water here in the bowl. I'm going to grab a tablespoon here. And I got cassava flour here. I'm going to grab probably about 3 tablespoons rather, as one. Mix that in there. Going to grab 2. Put that in there. And then we're going to grab 3. Put that in there. And now we're going to mix our little slurry right here. Get it all nice and dissolved. Get that all nice and mixed up best we can. Don't want it to be lumpy or nothing. It's going to take a second to dissolve, but yeah, I suppose y'all can't quite see it, so just the camera here. There. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to get it all nice and somewhat mixed up here. It turns a little bit pasty, but you get mixed up. Oh, scheisse. So now I got that, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to ever so slowly pour that in there a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab a spoon. I suppose I should grab me the table here for the camera, get it situated. Get this camera right there. Hey. Now, if I can find me a spoon. Hey. There. We're just gonna go ahead and mix that real nice. We want this to thicken up a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and mix a little bit more in there, like so. Get that mixed in nicely. We'll go on ahead here. A little bit more. Get that nicely stirred. Little bit more. And this lumpy bit here we just gonna get rid of, because that's just gonna lump up out of gravy and we don't want that. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna get our potatoes going here. We got that looking real good. But I gotta situate a few things first, so I'll bring you back in a moment. Okay, so we got our potatoes all drained now. I'm just gonna go ahead and mash these with our potato masher. Get them all mixed up. You want these to be all nice and mashed up. You don't want them to be overly lumpy. That's a good start. Now, what I'm going to do now, once we move our camera, is we're going to put some of our juice in there from here. That's cooled down quite a bit. We're going to go on ahead and pour a bit in there. Like that. And now, we're just going to go on ahead, mix that up nicely. And then of course, for my special here, we're going to put some cream cheese in here. This makes it real nice. Now I'm doing two different cream cheeses. I got my chive cream cheese and my plain cream cheese. We're going to put them both in there. Now this is our Cot Hill. Like that. This ain't, you can use regular cream cheese if you want, but being I can't do dairy, this is what we's putting in her. Grab a spoon here. There we go. Go on ahead, put that in there like so. And then we're going to grab our other one here. Same thing, we're going to put that in there. If I can find a little lip on it. There we go. Get into it. Grab our other here. Put that right in there. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go on ahead and start mashing this all together nicely. And once we get this mashed together, we're going to go on ahead and do our electric mixer. But first, we got to cut up our scallions. We're going to put some scallions in there. Got to situate things so we have some room to work. Grab a cutting board. Okay. Now I'm going to have to swap out my battery in a minute here. It's on its way out. But before I get started, I'll show you my little setup here. Got my handy dandy cutting board. And I suppose I should swap out here first. But I'll grab out the electric mixer and all that stuff. Be back in a moment. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and chop up our scallions. Get this part off. Throw that into the rubbish bin. Now I'm going to just lightly cut these up. Mix them into our handy dandy potatoes.
that. Yeah, put it like that. Yeah.
I was practicing for the wings.
Oh. Boy, that one picture.
Take a little rubber band off now. Okay, now we're going to take this, put it right in here. Now we can grab our electric mixer. Oh, this here. We got little whirligigs. There. And then the other little whirligig. If we can find it. There it is. Okay. Now, if we can get the drawer to close, which you don't wanna, gonna go on ahead and take out our little whatchamacallit here. And now, we're gonna go ahead and get our mixer plugged in here. Gonna just ever so slowly get our camera situated here. Mix this all nicely together. Oh, a little cold here.
Bang!
Get our mashed potatoes all mixed up here. Okay. Now, as you can see, our mashed potatoes are all done now. They're all nice and fluffy. So now, I'm going to go on ahead and start getting our turkey cut up. Check on our gravy. Gravy's looking nice. Turn that down a bit. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and grab my rubbers. As soon as I can find them. And we're going to get our turkey all nice and cut up. Now, our turkey's pretty cold right about now. It's been sitting here for a while. We're just going to go on ahead and get that here. And I'm going to do some nice little slices. So, down like that. Like that. Had some time to rest. Ah. Yeah. Got our turkey all nice and cut up. I'm going to give you a nice look at it there. Looks real nice. And then I'm going to go on ahead and grab a plate and get this situated. But give me one moment, I'll bring you back. Okay, that concludes our episode here. We got our nice turkey and mashed potatoes. But if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.